live on Twitch a couple days ago, and she has been getting cooked on the timeline. Why? Because she has 0 viewers.
Hey, that's a good angle.
Ain't nobody on there, Brandon. It says 0 viewers. He got 27
But
followers.
I mean, her having 0 viewers, that's not that bad, because if it's on Twitch and unless you promote it on her Instagram, then it's like a lot of people get 0 viewers.
And simultaneously getting roasted by the chat with 0 viewers, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. But people were really using this tweet to get their shit off about celebrities getting into streaming, and that's what I really want to talk about today. There were quote retweets talking about the situation where they were saying stuff like, unpopular opinion, nothing against her, but celebs trying to get into the streamer lane is kind of corny to me. And this is a tweet with damn near 50,000 likes. Got another tweet right here saying, if you stream for money, you are ruining streaming. Another tweet saying, oh, streamers not corny anymore. So yeah, a lot of people were getting their shit off on Young Miami. And
but a lot of the celebrities that you see now that are getting into streaming, their label is telling them to get into that because they understand that is the wave.
Go through the quote retweets. Yeah, a lot of people are getting their shit off. People do not like celebrities getting into the streamer wave as much as they have been. So today I want to examine if that's really valid criticism or if people are just hating. I will say this, a lot of people are right. It wasn't too long ago when live streaming was viewed as corny. It was viewed for the nerds, specifically Twitch streaming, because Twitch started off as a gaming platform. When you went on Twitch, it was a bunch of people at their desk just playing games and doing that type of content. But now, as we know, streaming has become much larger than just gaming. You have people doing these insane productions. It has expanded past gaming. Like, streaming is insane now. And with streaming becoming as mainstream as it has, it's gonna welcome a bunch of different people.
Okay, and the reason for that, well, I believe the celebrities are getting into it, and genuinely because I watched it with my own eyes, is because Kai Cenat, Duke Dennis, I say it's just those two. And the reason why I don't say Speed or anybody else is because streamers, like he was saying, streaming was more of a gaming thing. Like, it was kind of looked at as like lame. Like, it kind of had their own little niche to it. Like, you would stream and then upload videos on YouTube. So for example, it's like I watched a lot of Your Rage. I didn't really get into Bruce, but I was really watching a lot of Your Rage. And it wasn't until, I can even add Your Rage to it too. It wasn't until they started copping those diamond chains, those fat diamond chains. I remember, I think Your Rage got the YRG chain, the fat YRG chain, because I remember he had a small one. Then he got a fat YRG chain. Bruce got that one big chain. I don't really remember what it was. And then Kai got, I think it was the KC3 chain. I think that's what it was. Once they started getting chains, and then the Duke Dennis video of the diamond grill, and that's when it started to shift. That's when it was kind of like, wait, I can get chains. I can live a rapper lifestyle with just streaming. Something that I already like to do, or you could say you like to do. But now it's like, I would say it's like the people who really loved it, like the nerds who are on here, you could say, they might be getting overlooked because now the cool kids are doing it because it's cool now. You get what I mean? Like, before, a lot of the people, they weren't into streaming, but now that they see how lucrative it is, and you know, I could do this, that, the third, just to get exposure. I don't know if that makes sense, but, and it's another thing is, a lot of the streamers these days are, I know the ones that I be watching, they're really lame. Like, at the end of the day, they're really lame, and people can't see that because when you get a whole bunch of money, the lameness gets overlooked by money, especially if you go for the women and or just the people being around you who really value money to a standard where you shouldn't value it. Then your lameness, it doesn't matter. But it's until they don't get the handout that they were looking for, that's when they'll acknowledge that, oh, you know, they were doing this lame, this is what they were doing, it was lame, blah, 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 blah. That's when they'll find the flaws in you.
Bunch of different motives, and especially with the amount of money being made in streaming and the top streamers being candid with how much they're making, a lot of people are gonna want to get into streaming for
100K for a stream is insane.
I would say the biggest streamers right now make probably anywhere from $50 to $100 million a year.
$50 to $100 million a year? Do you know how insane that is? 50 to 100. That's NBA player money. That's No, I don't even know if that's NFL player money. That's so much money. But granted, with all that money, you have to upgrade your production. But maybe not to a certain degree, because I know Queso, I don't know what Queso will be doing, but I know Queso's up there for it. And I know he's making bank for real. But that's insane.
But that's the big dogs, the big dogs.
So like you, Aiden Raw.
I don't make that at all. Not even, no, I swear to God, not even near that.
So some under that then.
But like I don't want to fuck them up with the IRS. You know, who pays taxes nowadays? But like, it's just like a thing where they make crazy money. You know, and even if you're like, I mean, still, I'm so grateful to be doing good for myself. But those are the big dogs. But those are bigger than the NBA Maxes.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's very easy to spot when someone's just trying to get into streaming for money. This is literally how they go live. All right, they hit go live, boom. They go on their phone, they start twirling their hair. Chat, what we on, man? Chat, talk to me. Talk to me. Like, it's very obvious. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't everyone. There's a couple of celebrities that got into streaming, and you can clearly see that they are doing it for the love of the game. They're actually interested in the game of streaming. I want to shout out T-Pain specifically.
Yeah, T-Pain for sure.
He's been streaming for years now.
T-Pain for
this
sure.
Is T-Pain. He made Bartender. I don't know how long Timbaland's been doing it.
No, we don't mess with Timbaland. We don't mess with Timbaland.
Actually taking streaming seriously now. Timbaland may be another video, because everything he's doing with the AI music artist, that may be a whole different video of itself. But
yeah,
Timbaland's
insane.
another good actor for now. But there's definitely a couple other people trying to get into the space, and you can just tell, bro, that they're just doing it because.
Like Tyga had a good run too when he was
Young
streaming.
Miami is a perfect example. I seen Tyga streaming one time, and I'm like, what the fuck is Tyga doing streaming?
I was thinking that. But Tyga was bringing actual celebrity guests on. And I know he was making music on there. So that's, although he was biting Max and DDG style, I didn't mind it, because it looked like it was actually entertaining. Like I said, he was bringing guests on there. Tyga really could have went up with streaming. I still think he can. If he really just utilizes the celebrity guests, and even if he makes a song with them and just, you know, just talk. What people want to hear is what we aren't supposed to know. That not even like the secret stuff, but like tell us about like the parties. Like tell us about what it's like when you first met this person. Like that's what we care, because they're celebrities, so they're so mysterious. So we want to know what goes on in their lives. And that's generally, if I was a celebrity, that's what I would do. I would just tell them different stories. Oh my, I would make so much money if I was a celebrity, a well-known celebrity. You know how many story times I would have? Like, it'd be crazy. That's why I don't understand, but I'm assuming sooner or later a celebrity will start doing that. Like Kyrie Irving, for example, him being on Twitch, that's so fire. He can give so many stories, and he's part of one of the most iconic moments in basketball history. And he's played with the GOAT, LeBron James. So Kyrie just has endless stories, and he's just a really good guy. That's why, if I ever do make it in YouTube, I want to meet Kyrie Irving for sure. Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, and LeBron. But mainly out of those four, you guys know I love Klay. I gotta meet Klay Thompson.
Who is bro's name? The fact that I can't even think of him is crazy. The one bad bitch and she do it, I say so. Lil Mosey. I'm pretty sure I saw Lil Mosey streaming the other day.
Yeah, I've seen him on Twitch a couple times.
Mosey streaming. What the fuck? So this is my thing. I don't think all of these celebrities are inherently streaming because they're broke. I think a lot of these celebrities are trying to get into this space because it's the new cool thing. I think streaming, just like how being a YouTuber was a wave at one point, just like being a podcaster was the wave at one point, TikTok was the wave at one point, being a streamer is just the next new wave. Like, do y'all remember a couple years ago when it seemed like every celebrity was launching a podcast? Like, I feel like that's what streaming is becoming, / has become.
But Kyrie's cool.
I think the main thing that makes streaming appealing to these people is how low lift it is. Like, as soon as you hit go live on your phone or on OBS, you are technically already streaming and creating content. When real content creators know there is much more to streaming than just hitting go live. And as much as I want to say, I don't mind them, good content rises to the top.
And shout out to, my bad, y'all. Shout out to my boys, Icy Nate, and I can change his name. I don't think it's Low Key Sleepy. I forgot what it is. I'm sorry, SD. But shout out to them, because they are on that grind on Twitch. I'll always be watching their streams. And, like, I don't know how they do it. There's days, like, the whole 2 weeks where I wasn't posting after I was posting every single day. I was just like, dang, like, they're really on it. And they genuinely give me, what's it called, inspiration to even want to set this up and do this again. Like, I think we both give each other inspiration. I know me and Ice Snake for sure. But like for real, shout out to them because they do it maybe not every single day, but they do it a lot. So once again, shout out Icy Nate and I can't remember SD's name. It might be low key sleepy, but if it's not, then I think it's SDZ. I think that's what his name is. SDZ. That's what it is.
I'm gonna be honest, content creation now, and especially with streaming, that isn't necessarily the case. Like, this is the bad thing, I guess, about streaming. Like, even the biggest content creators do a lot of low-lift content that when celebrities get into it and just start treating it like an IG live, it's not that far off from what the big streamers are doing. In the grand scheme of things, I understand they're not coming up with events and doing what Kai does, but in the grand scheme of things, like a lot of streamers really do just hit go live, talk to their chat, yap it up, get celebrities involved, yap it up some more, and other celebrities can do that. Now, I don't think there's something inherently wrong with streaming and doing content for money because, newsflash, there is big money in content creation. Let's stop lying to ourselves.
Facts.
The cat's out the bag. There's a lot of money to be made in this, especially with a bunch of these big streamers just giving out how much they make. Like, yeah, a lot of people want money.
For June 2025, on June 12th, I streamed 5 hours and 37 minutes.
Dang.
During that day, I averaged 23,462 viewers, and I received over 1,013 subs. On that day, I made $11,282, with 6,320 of those being ads, 1,797 of those being turbo, 1,477 being gifted, 1,052 doing paid gifted subs,
Dang.
and 622 of Prime.
$11,000 off of one day of work for 5 hours. I'm not doing the math. You guys can do that. That's however much an hour. Do you know how crazy that is? But it's a grind and you really gotta want it. Like everything else, like it's a grind and you really gotta want it.
Two things. I just find it very interesting how much the narrative has shifted on streaming in a short amount of time. Because again, it wasn't too long ago when streaming, one, wasn't this big, and two, was considered just for the nerd. And I think that's a direct call to the impact that streamers like Kai Cenat, Ross, and iShowSpeed have made to the game. They have completely shifted what streaming inherently is. But if there is one thing I am kind of, sort of, maybe actually really worried about, is celebrities getting into streaming and starting to figure it out. Because the Young Miamis and the Tigers, they haven't really figured it out. But I've seen it with YouTube. I've seen it specifically within sports content creation. Once you get celebrities actually figuring this shit out, smaller content creators trying to compete with them,
it's going to be hard
and harder
for real. Because as a smaller creator, you're already trying to put yourself out there. And it's harder for somebody to come to you if they already don't know you. Whereas if I know you and I've seen you and I'm already familiar with your face, then I'm going to be more susceptible to watch you than I would be to watch a smaller creator. And here's some free game. I know I don't be doing it, but I'm going to give you guys a free game. Make sure that you post your face every single day. Because like I said, once they see you and they know you, they will automatically connect you with something. So say like, for example, say if you make a song on TikTok and the song goes viral, and it's just like, oh, you know, people, they might not know your face, but then once you get connected to that song, it's like, wait, they made that song? That's who made that song? And it just helps you just boost, because you're more likely, like I said, to go somewhere that you've seen them before. You already have a connection with them rather than somebody new.
Is that? I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty much a resource and capital diff. Like that's what it is. I saw it on YouTube when all those late night talk shows started dominating the platform. Like, it's hard to compete with the late night show with Jimmy Fallon, and they have all this production capital and all these resources to upload 20 videos a day, and every single video is edited with the highest production quality in the world. It's hard to compete with that. I saw it within the NBA space specifically. When I started, it was a bunch of independent content creators making content and, doing podcasts. But when Gilbert Arenas comes into the space,
I love No Chill Gil. I love that.
Into the space, when
I like watching those
comes
too.
into the space with the capital that they have, because they made millions of dollars.
As much as a LeBron fan I am, I do not watch his podcast. I only watch Gil's Arena. I'll watch clips of All the Smoke, and I'll sometimes watch podcasts, I don't think that's what it's called, but sometimes I watch that. But I really do watch Gil's Arena like all the time. I love Gil's Arena. Even though they be having some, like, spewing some bull, I still like watching it.
NBA with the network that they have, because they're connected with all the NBA players, and with the level of credibility that they built prior to becoming content creators, being a part of all of this, it became harder and harder and harder for independent sports content creators to make it within this field. Or at least it was capped off. Like, people's potential was definitely capped off with NBA players starting to figure out content creation. And let me get this straight. I am not saying it's impossible for streamers to make it if celebrities do figure this game out. It's just gonna become harder, and I feel like the potential and people's standards may be too high once it gets to that point.
Yeah.
But also you can make an argument, maybe that's what the space needs, is a higher barrier to entry. It is a higher barrier to quality content, all these different things. Maybe that is
okay. I don't believe that. I believe streaming should be for, like, I think it should just have levels. Like, you know, you can have your high production value, but you also have the lower production value, because a lot of times the higher production comes with certain things that you can do and cannot do, whereas the lower value, you get the real. And I think that's what a lot of people are going to be looking for in streaming right now. It is kind of diluted with, I mean, granted, live streaming, it is live, so you are getting the real, but you can fake a stream. Like, you can have setups for stream. So I think there's going to be a point where people are generally going to be looking for realer reactions, realer people, and more like realer, real connection. Especially if the economy goes down, people don't want to see you being flashy. They want to see the real. So I'm gonna give you guys another game that I was thinking about. People are gonna probably start liking DIY videos a lot more, because when the economy goes down, people are gonna look to try and save a buck. So what I would recommend is start dropping those DIY videos. Am I gonna do it? No. That's why I'm giving it to you guys. So that's just what I believe. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then like I said, it's just what I believe.
Also, you can make the argument that it's inherently a good thing that celebrities are trying to get into the streaming, right? Because it means that the space is being more legitimized, more brands are being involved, more eyeballs are on the industry, and it's a win-win for everyone. You can also make that case, because I truly do believe that the excuse that content creation is becoming oversaturated has been an excuse for people for years now, and it's just never been true. You know what I'm saying? I think as long as the industry keeps on growing, there's always going to be space
to a certain
for
degree.
People. But I do think what celebrities, again, brings to the table is just a capped potential. But with that being said, let me know what y'all think about all this in the comment section down below.
All right, y'all. I hope you guys like this video, even though I'm about to say what he just said. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think celebrities should be streamers? How you guys feel about it? And don't let, just because you see a celebrity streaming or anything like that, or just anybody, don't let anybody don't let that deter you from streaming or even posting YouTube videos. There's days where I be looking at my subscriber count. It's like, why do I even want to post? I don't even have XYZ, but I look at it, I just say, who cares at the end of the day? Because who genuinely cares? If 9 people watch these videos, that means 9 people actually rock with me. If 100 people watch these videos, 100 people actually watch this video. If 1,000 people watch this video, that's insane. And what I like to do is always look at it as a perspective, as if these people were in front of you right now. If I was, imagine me making this in front of 9 people, I'd be so nervous, because that would be a lot of people. Not add that to 12 people, that's even more people. So just so on and so forth. So that's just how I try and keep a positive mindset about this. So, but either way, hope you guys like that little yap. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Road to 500. Peace.